Western Lacrosse Association is live from Bear Mountain Arena in Victoria. Tonight, Game 2 of the WLA Finals. The Langley Thunder and the Victoria Shamrocks. And Langley up 1-0, a 7-6 win on Wednesday nights at the Langley Events Center. Brody McDonald, the winning goal with 48 saves. Matt Vince for the Shamrocks took the loss with 26. Top gunners in that one. Matthews, the hat trick, 3 goals and 1 assist for Langley. Billings, perhaps even better, with a goal and 4 assists. 20 points, lead all playoff scorers right now. On the other side for the Shamrocks, Reese Dutch, a goal and 2 assists. 1-1 for McRae, 1-1 for Schattler, 1-1 for Junior A call-up Brody Eastwood. The coaching matchup, Bob Hayes wearing green on the Shamrock bench. Jensen in black, as are the Langley Thunder. Big Brody McDonald in goal down to our right. And Matt Vince will take up his spot in the crease down to our left for this lacrosse game, this Game 2. And Ian Holmes, this building is jumping tonight.
It is. There's probably about 2,500 fans, and they're still piling in here, Dan. An outstanding atmosphere, really riling up this hometown Victoria Shamrocks team, and I really think that could be a factor here tonight. It's a close, contained, pretty intimate setting here at the Bear Mountain Arena. I think we're in for an electric atmosphere in the stands and also on the floor. This is we're in. If Game 1 was any indication, by all reports, we're in for a good Game 2 here in Colwood.
And underway we are with Poole on the opening draw, getting the ball against Evans, and Langley is going to get the first possession. Poole will head off to the bench and bring out the attack for the first time. Jones has the ball. He has Billings beside him. Billings looking at Dane Doby, the former Adnac. Running to his left, flips it back onto his right. Hard pass. Iannucci's getting in tight. Looking across for Jones, bounces to Doby from distance. Being watched by Leung. Doby's trying to escape. Lost the ball. Jones gets it back. Jones with it. Draws the double team. Strong defensive set by the Shamrocks early, and that's a good sign for them, Ian Holmes.
Yeah, everything going through Doby out high, and they just contained him there. Nice job on defense. Good work by Victoria to get engaged. They'll try to get engaged offensively now.
Schattler lobs it across the floor in between Dutch and Ranger. Dutch spinning, works to the front, Reese Dutch a shot, and McDonald makes an early save. Shamrocks with the first chance. Loose ball on the floor. Krepensek will take it, knocked out of his stick. Loose ball battle deep inside the Victoria zone. Heavy checking going on as the ball is still loose. McMichael wants to try and grab it. He was knocked over, and that's going to mean Langley possession. They'll get a fresh 30, and the offense will roll out.
I think that's going to be indicative of the game tonight. These ball battles, every inch of floor is going to be fought for. Already a pretty physical beginning. It's going to be a tight-knit battle between these two.
No score yet. Minute and 20, and there's a shot and a goal. Jackson ripped it by Matt Vince. He had a lot of net to shoot at and a very good angle at 122. It's the Thunder who score first.
He flat out just blew that to change action by Vince. That was a really hard shot that went through the lower part of the paraphernalia of Vince, the Victoria goaltender, and Langley up by a score of 1-0 to quiet this crowd early, something that Langley obviously wants to do in hostile territory.
Rod Jensen talked about that with me earlier today. That's exactly what they want to do, take the crowd out of it as soon as possible. McQuaid with an assist. And Mitch McMichael too. So it's Jackson at 122 from McQuaid and McMichael. Victoria's going to bring the ball back, but now trailing 1-0. Evans moves it ahead. Schattler's got the ball. Schattler walking towards the front, puts it across on the other side. Pass goes back towards Schattler, went high into the air. Billick couldn't take it. No problem, no Poole does. Vince was coming out. Johnston couldn't take the ball. And it's now into a Victoria stick again, and Schattler has it. He of the Calgary Roughnecks in the National Lacrosse League. Puts it down and in. Jones up top. Dutch with a long bomb. He missed with that rebound. This might be a fortunate bounce. Edwards is on to it. Running hard towards Vince's goal. Edwards in tight. Low shot. Vince made a good save. Rebound goes off to the goaltender's right. Thunder tried to recover with Billick, but once again it's Schattler. A guy that, for an offensive player, is great on those loose balls.
It sure is, and that's something Victoria is going to need to be pouncing on these loose balls, because Langley, their forwards, are really after these loose balls all over the floor as well. That's been an interesting battle early on between these two teams.
Ranger drops it back to Corey Conway. Conway loves to pass. He tried to whip one to the crease area just out of the reach of Pinnock, the intended target. Pinnock has it, though. Moves it back up top. Jones puts to the crease. It goes off of Ranger, who's actually on his wrong side almost. And the Thunder will take the ball back. Shot clock violation against Victoria.
And there's Scott Ranger out there missing game one with an apparent jaw injury from what we're being told. And we'll see how much physical contact he takes and how much he plays in this game here and what's going to be a physical encounter.
Billings for Doby. Doby setting up for the Thunder, trying to penetrate in. He's got Jackson behind him. Matthews was in front, but the ball loops into Vince's big goal stick. Long outlet pass, and he's got his man on the move. In goes Evans with a shot. He missed that one up high. That went from Rochester teammates Vince to Evans. In goes Schattler, trying to get a good look. Schattler double teamed though as he's forced off to the side. Nice move on Krepensek. Throws it backwards. Eastwood for Ranger. Ranger being forced back by McMichael. Ranger tried to swim away. Right to the crease. Got Ranger in tight. Faking McDonald gets the arm up. Krepensek has the loose ball.
Ranger took a high hit. Glanced down to the floor in both knees, but popped right back up. That was a nice stop again by McDonald.
Billick up on the attack for Langley. 1-0 they lead. Jackson has the goal. Billings bounces it across the floor. They're trying to set up Doby now. Doby's got it. Across to Billings. He's being watched by McCray. Billings tries to get away. Puts it back to the middle. Long shot by Jackson. This time Vince makes the stop and he hangs on. Arcing pass to McCray. McCray put it forward out of the reach of Leung. Minsky's trying to scoop it. He can't. Jensen tight. Haas got a shot away as he was knocked over, and here comes the first penalty call.
Yeah, blatant hold there, and that's a easy call to make. As to the power play, here go the Victoria Shamrocks.
The hold on Haas, and a very easy call for official Andrew Corbold to make, and Minsky's heading right off the floor. Victoria's power play, and they only had 2 chances in the last game. They were 1 for 2, but they need to get more power plays.
Yeah, they do, and they look a little offensively out of sync here. I know it's a small sample size, 4:15 in, Dan, but maybe this power play can get the oil moving in that direction.
There's a stop by McDonald on Corey Conway. 1:48 left in the minor. Langley on the run, though. Johnston right to the net, shoots, he scores! A shorthanded goal by Johnston. The seas parted for him, and it's 2-0 Langley with a shorthanded goal.
Well, the combination of fading back defensively the Rocks and in-moving Johnston with so much momentum, and he used that momentum from about 20 feet out, Dan, to whip one by Vince. A nice shot, shorthanded, and early game development here, a shorthanded goal, and the Langley Thunder up by a score of 2-0 early here at the Bear, and really quiet fan base right now.
Rightfully so, with the home side down 2-0. That took 18 seconds of penalty time for Johnston to walk in and score shorthanded, and Poole might get a break. He's charging to the net. Being driven off, gets it back to Grimes, though. Grimes has it. Stick knocked out of his hand. Good check by McCray. And now Victoria can bring their power play unit out there. 2-0 Langley Thunder. We're not yet 5 minutes in. Schattler's got the ball. Moving towards McDonald. Throws it back. The quarterback is Conway. Conway across the floor. He's playing catch here with Dutch. Schattler. Conway loading, passing. Dutch to the middle for Schattler. Schattler to the front off the stick of Jones. Jones will take it. Jones up top. Schattler across the floor. Conway with a bomb. He missed with that. Rebound back to Schattler. 30 winding down here, and it is going to be a Langley possession. Anyway, 59 seconds left in the power play for the Shamrocks.
Well, you got to credit the Langley defense. They're keeping Victoria to the outside for the most part. I think McDonald's only been forced to make 2 big saves early in this game. They're containing that team very well, I think, is Langley, really insulating their goaltender. 5.5
minutes in, first period. 2-0 Langley. Here's Billings right in tight. Billings shot, and Matt Vince holding the fort, standing right on the goal line. That's a huge save.
Yeah, he got a left leg on that Billings drive. That's a huge save there to keep the Rocks down just by 2.
Haas moves it back. Here comes Schattler. 30 seconds left in the Victoria power play. Schattler moving up. Jones. Schattler puts it across the floor. Rangers in the middle. Loading. Shoots. Stopped by McDonald. Rebound loose. Rangers trying to grab it. McDonald will. At least he almost did. Now he does find it. A bit of a bloop there. And now it's brought up the floor by Langley in transition. Grimes makes a move on Harnett. Throws it across. Big Matthews looking for that ball along the wall. A 4-point game in game number 1 of this best-of-7 series. Over and back is going to be called against Langley. Victoria ball with just 1 second left in Minsky's minor.
I think some role players here for Langley doing a good job. All their defenders keeping Victoria boxed out quite well, Dan. There's nothing in the interior. It's been a very good job defensively early for the Thunder.
Reese Dutch, Corey Conway to the front. Pinnock can't take it. Eastwood does. His shot stopped by McDonald. Reset to come for Victoria. Ball went loose off the wall, though. Krepensek stole it, but Schattler got his stick in the way. In comes Eastwood, a shot, and that's kept out by McDonald. High into the air it goes. Langley possession again as the Shamrocks were holding Langley at bay and causing turnovers.
Boy, Eastwood, this affiliate player, young man, very skilled, Dan.
McMichael to Ethan Iannucci. Iannucci throws it up top, and Billings will quarterback it from there. 2-0 for the Thunder. Dane Dobie's got the ball. Tried to whip one through it, hit Harnett. Goes high for McMichael. He can't grab it. Burton tries to, and he finally does, and up he starts. Tyler Burton for Victoria on the run. Right through the middle. A pass to Harnett. John Harnett takes it, flings it across the floor, intercepted. Langley in transition with speed. Edwards wants the ball. Billings is going to control it himself. Billings knocked down. The ball goes back. Brody McDonald's going to inch out. Delayed penalty call will come here, and there's lots of pushing and shoving. Edwards right in the middle of it, so is Billings, but it's going to be now, for a bad change, a Langley man advantage, I do believe.
Some hostilities between those two teams, and it's been brewing shift after shift here, Dan. It's getting physical, and some hacks and whacks coming out there as well. So Langley to the power play, up by a score of 2-0.
Langley's power play 2 for 4 in game number 1 of this series. And who's going to serve this bench minor for the Shamrocks? I think it's going to be Yeager, who's running across to the box, and Matthews will start up this power play. Chris Welch, the GM of the Shamrocks, telling me they gave a lot of room to Matthews. He's such a great outside shooter. They don't want to do that here in game 2. We'll see if they change their strategy. Dobie a shot, and Vince gets a piece of that.
A big piece with his right glove on that hot outside shot. That's a big save by Vince. I think he's settled down a little bit in net for Victoria. He's had to be good to keep this just a 2-0 lead for Langley early.
The save on Billings critical for him. Here's McCrae for Victoria. Moving up shorthanded. Edwards is watching him. McCrae's into the double team, trying to work out of it. The ball comes out. McDonald gets the scoop up, and he's going to look up the floor. He's got Poole. Poole forced backwards. McCrae's trying to prevent a long bomb pass, and he did exactly that. 2-0. Langley leading nearing the 8-minute mark of the first period. Dane Dobie will throw it back to Matthews. Matthews will quarterback. He's got Billings to his left. That's where the ball goes with a quick shot that went off the iron. Rebound is loose. Oh, Billings got lots on that. Back comes Haas in transition. He's got great speed. He's in on goal. Haas in tight, but he went too far to shoot, and then his pass is picked off. Back come the Thunder. They've got a 2-on-1 break. It's Billings up to the net. Billings put it across. Chance in tight. Vince, a remarkable save on McMichael. On the rebound is back to Haas again.
End and end we go. How about that defensive pick by Lentz? Got a quick up the floor, and the stop by Vince. This has been a very entertaining and somewhat sloppy brand of lacrosse at this juncture.
Schattler's got the ball. He wants to rag it for Victoria. 45 seconds left in the too many players on the floor minor. Ball high into the air. Edwards trying to win it, and he does. Edwards ducks under a check. Throws it backwards. And now Ethan Iannucci. He of the now Vancouver Stealth will bring the ball up. Iannucci looking back to the middle. He's got Billings. Billings moving in, passing. Dobie looking for a quick stick, I think, from Iannucci. It goes back to Billings again. Billings, Iannucci, good angle, a shot, and he put that one just off to the side. May have grazed Vince on the way. Matthews is going to recover the ball. It did not graze Vince because the 30's still running. There's a shot from Matthews to try and beat it. Vince made the save. Burton grabs the ball. Shamrocks are up, and Greg Harnett is up and over center.
You really get the feeling with this power play ending for Langley, Victoria's trying to push the pace offensively. They're running the floor. They're trying to open up that side of the game offensively.
Yeager's back on the floor. 5-on-5 lacrosse. Thunder by 2. It's 2-0. Shots are 8-7 for Langley at this juncture. Haas put it across. Schattler with a low shot. Ooh. McDonald just barely getting a piece of that. And you could see Schattler tried to take a lot off that to fool McDonald into over-moving.
And it almost messed up McDonald's timing. He dropped down to one knee. The ball bounced off the floor and into his shin guard that nearly popped in behind him. But McDonald kept it out. He hasn't had to be overly strong. Hasn't faced a lot of shots, but he's been good. But how about Vince? I think he's really doing a big favor for Victoria while they try to find their game. He's facing a lot of balls there, Dan, and looking quite comfortable in that Shamrocks crease.
No one knows where the ball is in McDonald's equipment. They're trying to fish it out of his gear.
I think it's in that right knee area where it needs to be dug out of, and that's where I believe it's being negotiated out of his paraphernalia right now. Looks like he's going to have to maybe take off his jersey here, Dan, to find it.
You can see there the game plan from Schattler is specifically for McDonald, that he knows he's a big guy that takes up a lot of net, so he took something off that shot just to try and open up a hole. And that might be something that Schattler goes back to. He's a magician with that stick. McDonald's got the ball out. Now he gets a nice cheer from the fans here at Bear Mountain Arena. 10:27 left in the first. 2-0.
What an environment in here, Dan. It's the fans are into this physical lacrosse. It's well played. It's a great night of entertainment here at the Bear Mountain in Colwood.
And just beginning as Dobie's got it to Jackson. He has one of the goals. For Midsky, he's up on the offense. 15 on the 30. Dobie was knocked down in front. Pass goes up top. Jackson whipped one wide. Rebound opportunity. Jones trying to penetrate. Can't against Evans initially. Shot clock winding down, and Langley with that 2-0 lead. They're going to be conservative and draw a slashing call, and the fans don't like this in Victoria.
Yeah, especially when you're about to get the ball back on the turnover possession. Instead, it's a penalty here against the Shamrocks. Is off to the penalty box. It looks like that's Evans to the box, and the fans don't like it at all. And the Thunder back on the power play as the Shamrocks can't get into that offensive rhythm. It's been intercepted by power plays here for Langley, especially an ill-timed one there too.
Billings whipped one again, and he scores. It looked like it went off the post. It came out so quickly, but the light is on, and it's a 3-0 lead off the whistle, and Billings hammered it just inside the post. It's 3-0. That took 3 seconds.
Yeah, it was off just over top the left glove there of Vince, and from our vantage point, Dan, we have a pretty good view from here. I thought it was square off the pipe, but it did have a little bit of a shaking movement, that net, as it popped up off its moorings, and what a release there. Is 3-0 Langley leads. They pick up a power play really when they didn't expect one. Took advantage, Dan, and that's what good teams do. And now suddenly Victoria's in a bit of a difficult spot here just over the midway mark of the first period of play.
Well, and the number 1 team in the league, scoring every which way. Short-handed, even strength, and now on the power play. Up 3-0 on the road as Vince had to make a stop. Wasn't sure where the ball was in tight on Jones, but he hangs on to it. And now you're almost into must-score territory for the Shamrocks here. I know it's still very early, but down 3-0. And clearly the Thunder with the momentum. But Schattler with the ball, moving towards McDonald. Remember his save on that cheeky shot from Schattler earlier. Jones is trying to penetrate. Gets the ball in tight with a shot. Scored! Through the wickets. It's 3-1.
Just the quickness of Jones. He protected the ball, curled it around very momentarily just to get control of it, and then fling that little half kind of follow-through shot, well placed through the legs of McDonald. And big goal for the Shamrocks. You mentioned you don't want to give up another one. That's a key one to get back within 2 here and get the hometown fans into it.
Jones right through the feet of Brody McDonald, where Schattler tried to go on the previous chance.
And McDonald's showing some down low mobility, but the Shamrocks are going for it down low.
Krepinczuk with a break, scores! Right off the face-off, and it's 4-1. Just off the sleeve and enough English to go over the line. The Langley Thunder get it immediately back just 7 seconds later.
Wow, 2 goals back-to-back for Langley that just goes beyond the goal line. As Vince got a very big piece, but not enough. And the Thunder restored their 3-goal lead. It's been a very interesting first period of play that ebbs and flows back and forth, and the Thunder up by 3.
Give a lot of credit to Ian Poole and how good he's been on faceoffs in this game, and he just wins another one cleanly for the Langley Thunder. Krepinczuk got the goal, but Poole on these faceoffs, tremendous, and Poole a well-deserved assist on that tally.
Very fluid offensively. They're getting lots of ball retrievals off misses. Langley looks very good offensively, very comfortable.
Up by 3 again at 4-1. Here comes Dobie. Dobie looking for Matthews. Foot race for the ball. McDonald's going to come out and grab it ahead of Billings. Shot clock winding down. Victoria's going to get a chance to bring their offense out. But as you said, their offense hasn't really been on track so far, Ian Holmes.
No, it hasn't had that rhythm that they're trying to get, as Langley's had the ball in a lot of long possessions. Now the Rocks are going to try to get something going offensively in some kind of regular fashion.
Here's Dutch trying to penetrate. Draws a penalty. Rangers got it. Looking at Schattler. Ball goes towards him. Trying to pick it up was Mitch Jones. It's on the floor, and so is Edwards. And now power play coming for Victoria. Only 6 power plays in Game 1, and it looks like we're going to see a whole lot more than that here in Game 2.
Yeah, it's physicality combined with some stick work, Dan. It's getting a little more chippy as this first period progresses, so I'm with you on that assessment. How about Langley's inner defense? Yes, Jones is the only really opportunity, and I think Schattler earlier on a nice kick save that was made there by McDonald, but other than that, it's been tough sledding for the Rocks getting in the interior in front of that Langley net.
Well, look at the penetration Langley's getting. Vince has had to be good almost every time out.
Tale of 2 different stories offensively there.
Conway's in the middle, loading, waiting, putting it down deep. Eastwood couldn't handle. Back up the floor comes Langley. Billick trying to run away, but it's going to be turned over. Victoria ball as they'll get a chance to bring that power play back on the offense. 15 seconds gone on the man advantage. Reese Dutch will quarterback it. Dutch to Ranger. Back to Dutch. Dutch now for Schattler closing. Schattler across the floor. Conway. Dutch. Now looking at Jones. Puts it in front. Schattler tried to just lift it inside the corner. Couldn't quite do it. It's a reset though. Victoria ball. Reese Dutch. Scott Ranger. Winds up, shoots. McDonald just barely stopped that. It's kept out, and it's Poole with the ball.
And I think that Dan stopped the top of the crossbar and stayed out too, Dan, on that Ranger shot.
I think you're right. Still 4-1. Langley in the lead. Trying to get another short-handed tally perhaps here. The ball rag is on right now. Jones has it for the Thunder. Now it's Iannucci. Iannucci on the ball rag, looking across to his right. Being watched by Greg Harnett. Ball goes down in below the goal. Matthews looking in front. That's where the ball goes. Jones will collect it. Burton's watching him. Nice ball rag by the Thunder here. Clock ticking down to 7 minutes left in the first. Matthews up top has it. Goes across for Iannucci. Iannucci again puts it across the floor. Trying to work in with it and flipping it high as Jones. A pick off by the Shamrocks as Jones rather casually played it high, and Burton has it now. Burton looking up the floor. He's going to wait there. Flicks it on to Schattler. Schattler has Jones beside him. Coming up late is Reese Dutch, and the ball goes right to him. Dutch to Ranger. For Dutch again. He loads and waits. Conway wants it at the crease. Dutch with a shot. He missed with that shot. The rebound. McDonald makes the save. Rebound is loose. McMichael's trying to grab it. It is going to be Langley ball. Just 7 seconds left in this Victoria power play.
And to give you an idea of the size of McDonald, kneeling down there was McDonald, but still got a good chunk of the shoulder off that Schattler bid right in front of him, about 5 feet out. Shows you the value of size in net on a situation like that.
Forces you to beat him with almost a perfect shot every time out. Langley ball. Now we're at 5-on-5. 4-1 Thunder in the lead. Dane Doby trying to penetrate on Leung over the shoulder with a shot, and he missed with that. After the rebound is McCray. Went high in the air off his stick. And it is going to be a Langley possession, and I think Billings will be the guy to take it. Garrett Billings of the Toronto Rock of the National Lacrosse League. Trying to move in towards the net. He's got Midsky in tow. Midsky with a high shot, way too high. Shamrocks trying to transition back. Here they come. Led by Carson Leung. Moving towards McDonald. Leung looks to the crease area. In front, Reese Dutch, and he couldn't quite handle it. Overpassing by the Shamrocks. Nobody wants to shoot because you can see no net behind McDonald right now.
Yeah, then it allowed Grimes to come back defensively and intercept. Victoria, as you alluded to, Dan, just took too long to make that play materialize.
3 men, but nobody wanted to shoot. Dutch would have, but he couldn't corral it. He was in so tight. Here's Schattler. Puts it across the floor. Corey Conway. Faking, passing back to Schattler again. Schattler to the crease. There's a quick shot and a good save off Eastwood. Dutch grabs the ball. Some contact from Lintz. Dutch in a double team, trying to work out of it. Still Dutch. Conway picks for him. Schattler's got it now. Schattler wants a lane. Schattler tried to fling one on. Couldn't get that to work. Reese Dutch after it. Levesque's all over him. Dutch gets away. Takes it down. In tight he comes. Reese Dutch over the shoulder. It never got through. Shamrocks have it again. Pinnock can't get a shot away. He's forced backwards. Looks across to his left. Puts it back to Conway.
6 to shoot.
Conway moving up. Puts it across. Here's Schattler, a rising shot. He missed with that. Grimes grabbed the rebound. It's Langley ball. And again, there's not that clean look in front of McDonald.
Very physical Langley defense, holding up well. Although we're seeing the last couple of offensive looks, Victoria passing the ball around a little bit more effectively, but it's not necessarily leading to results.
Jackson has it. In for Doby. Oh, he couldn't quite handle that. The ball rolls in behind Vince. Doby takes a tumble. And Vince has the ball. High looping pass. Greg Harnett moving up for the Shamrocks as they move towards McDonald. Harnett continues to control. He's got Mitch Jones beside him. Harnett will change. Brody Eastwood has it. Eastwood looking back. He's got Jones. Jones has a man all over him. That's Johnston. Ball goes back now. Schattler. Low pass. Conway couldn't scoop it. Loose ball. Picked up and a shot nicely by Eastwood as he put that one high, but a good save by McDonald, and back now goes Johnston. He's got one already. Johnston a shot. Vince down. He's got the ball underneath him, looking like a hockey goalie making that save.
Yeah, that's a huge save. As Langley, the way they're holding up defensively, need Vince to make these big saves to keep the Shamrocks within striking range here. I know it's early, but the way this Langley team is dialed in, Vince is going to have to be good.
3:40 left in the first. Thunder by 3, 4-1. Up the floor goes Reese Dutch. Dutch waiting, passing. Schattler trying to penetrate. Took a shot off the pipe. Again, not much on that shot, but he just places it so well. But a friendly post for McDonald. There's a shot. That one just misses, and Edwards is back, and he's got Levesque. Breakaway. Levesque from center. Right in on top of Vince. Levesque shoots off the pipe the other way, and it's a Shamrock ball.
I think that's 6 contacts between the ball and the pipe so far here, Dan. A lot of contact. It's had a big role on a lot of these shots in this game.
Carnegie to Mitch Jones. Jones puts it up to Corey Conway. High pass, way too high. Jones takes it from the corner. Krepinczak checking him. Ball goes back up top. Conway looks for a lane. Puts it back in for Jones. His shot misses. High rebound. Conway's got it. Right in tight. Conway lost the ball. Billick checking. Conway put it over his shoulder, but he missed. Rebound goes high into the air. Up the floor come the Thunder. Led up by Hawk, and he's inside the Victoria zone. 2:40 left in the first. It's 4-1 Langley. Bad Langley change, and it's going to be Victoria possession, so they'll have a fresh 30-second clock to work with, and the ball is brought ahead by Harnett. Grimes directing traffic back there for the Langley Thunder defensively. Ball goes across now for Reese Dutch. Dutch is on the move. Billick trying to stay with him. Dutch spinning away. Nice move by Dutch. Right to the crease, puts it across. Here's Jones with a high shot, and he just missed up high with that. Grazed the helmet of Brody McDonald. And now a reset to come, so the Shamrocks don't have any urgency now as Vince touches up. Now they're going to bring the ball up. Jeff Schattler. He'll try and quarterback it. Probably the best offensively of the Shamrocks so far today. Ball across on the other side now, put to the middle. Pinnock has it. Pinnock throws it back across. Dutch for Jones. Jones looking for some room. Doesn't find any. Back across. Dutch with a shot. And a good save by McDonald, and he grabbed that rebound.
Yeah, and Lentz actually getting a stick to impede that shot there from the outside. The defense here for Langley has been very good, but Victoria, to their credit, down in the last half of this first period, they're starting to get more offensive zone time, starting to tax the Thunder defense that much more.
Billings puts it across. There's a long-range bomb from Matthews, and Vince kept that out. Reset for the Thunder. Put across to Billings. Billings for Iannucci. Quick stick attempt from Matthews. That again stayed out. I think that hit iron behind Vince. Billings puts it across to the middle. Trying to make moves, the Thunder offensively. And they're a knockdown by Iannucci. And then the referee Corbel got hit in the head with the ball, so it's going to be a Victoria possession. The referee's okay. We didn't mention this yet, but Corey Small not playing for the Shamrocks in this game. That's a huge hole, as he's one of the key left-handers playing on that side with Schattler, but he's not in today's lineup.
Yeah, he's not in, and you have Scott Rangers in, who hasn't been much of a factor yet in this first period, and so Victoria's offense certainly takes a bit of a hit that way.
Rangers got it now to Conway, faking to Ranger in tight. Ranger stopped by McDonald. Great passing between the two former Nanaimo Timbermen, Conway and Ranger. Johnston has it now for Langley. Still they lead 4-1. Final minute, first period. A goal here for either team would be a huge momentum builder. Dobie takes a high check, gets it to Billings. Billings across the floor. Jackson penetrating. Low shot. Vince the save. Grabs the rebound, looking for an outlet. Doesn't have the pass he wants, so he goes short instead to Harnett. Harnett moves it up ahead. It went from John to Greg. Greg has it now, and he throws it backwards. Vince coming to the bench. 20 seconds in the period. Shamrocks going 6-on-5 here to try and get the 4-2 goal. They're down by 3. Eastwood. Schattler up top. Ranger couldn't take it. Dutch does. Schattler shoots. And that was in or out? The fans, some of them thinking in, and the officials say no. A pass towards an empty net, and a diving save by Vince on Dobie at the buzzer.
Oh. And it looked like there was still a little bit of time left in the period. That appeared to have counted. And at the other end, that shot towards McDonald.
And you can see there, the Shamrocks talking about it. John Harnett, he thought maybe that was in, and I think so did we from up here, the angle. It looked like maybe off the inside.
4-1 Langley. It's, I think, an important part of this game right here early in the second period from a Victoria perspective to get some momentum, because you know you're not going to run away with a game here against this Langley Thunder team. So Victoria's got to try to close the gap here early in this second period of play and not allow Langley to get up by 4, 5, 6 goals and silence the crowd, which was relatively silent and pretty much a non-factor, Dan, in that first period of play based on the performance of Langley.
The first period stats, 4-1 for Langley, shots 17 apiece. The scoring, Jackson from McQuaid and McMichael at 122 for the Thunder. Scott Johnston shorthanded from McDonald at 4:33. Billings on the power play from Matthews at 10:05. Victoria's only goal, Mitch Jones from Jeff Schattler at 10:43. Just 7 seconds later, Krepensek from Poole right off the ensuing face-off, 4-1. The Langley Thunder enjoying the lead and really spreading it around in terms of the points in that period. Nobody had a multi-point game for the Langley Thunder. Obviously nobody for the Shamrocks with just the one goal so far. And nice service from Brody Eastwood and also from Blair Pinnock, the call-ups for the Victoria Shamrocks. But boy, are they in tough against that Langley defense as guys that aren't Shamrock regulars.
Yeah, exactly, especially for younger guys. Eastwood, he's a little undersized, very nifty, and can get to some smaller places, but he's taking some abuse to get there. And 17 shots apiece in that first period, but I thought Vince was called upon to make some better saves, and that's indicative of the strong defense Langley played in that first.
We're underway here in the second. Shamrock ball. McCray with it. Forced back. Now he gets it to Hevener. Hevener wants to get off to the bench. Puts the ball into Reese Dutch's stick. He's got Conway with him. Dutch on the move. Looks back up top to Conway. He could be the quarterback. Throws it across the floor. It's Schattler. Schattler trying to run away from Edwards, who trips him up, and it's going to be a new 30 for Victoria.
Everything really seems to be going through Schattler. He's touching the ball most offensively for Victoria, so that's a clear game plan.
There's a shot from Schattler. That banks off the boards and all the way back down towards Matt Vince. 45 seconds into the second period, and Vince is going to look for a long outlet pass. He's got his man. It's Conway. Corey Conway plays in the NLL for Edmonton. Reese Dutch moving towards the front. Dutch with a shot he missed. Arm side of McDonald. Rebound into the stick of Eastwood. He's just going to leave it there.
I just think Victoria is taking far too many weak shots. Yes, it's strong defense for Langley, but I think Victoria's got to find a way. You drive to the net. You try to open up a pass to set somebody up. I don't think they're battling hard enough to get to those prime areas to get good chances.
Mark Matthews across the floor. Wicked shot from Billings and almost hit referee Williams. Williams was ducking away from that Billings shot. Don't blame him. Matthews back in his own end with 10 seconds on the 30. Bombs it down the floor right on to Vince. Gets the reset, but it is Victoria ball. Here's McCray up on the attack, looking to his right. McCray throws the ball there. Here comes Ranger, the Victoria captain. Tries to get away now from the Langley defense. Corey Conway ranging to his left. Ranger there to pick for him. Conway moving a little deeper now. 10 seconds. Conway for Ranger. Tried to settle it. Ranger pushed by Lintz. He still got it though. Scott Ranger trying to walk in. Got a weak shot on McDonald. Didn't see it, but he made the save. Ranger trying to get that penetration that has been so difficult to get. Reset for the Shamrocks.
Ranger showing that power forward game, and yes, injured, but going to some hard places to try to get some offense going. That's the desperation that Victoria needs to get some goals here.
Conway with it. Conway's on the move. Flips it back to Ranger. He couldn't corral it. Race for a loose ball. Shamrocks get it. Well earned there by Pinnock. Pass across the floor. Here's a chance in tight. A great save on Eastwood by Brody McDonald.
Flashing out that left leg. That's a fantastic save on a quick shot.
And Eastwood made the ace shot there too. It was just bettered by Brody McDonald. Still 4-1 for the Thunder. Jackson with it. Jackson has his man. Jones moves it ahead. Ethan Iannucci puts it down a little deeper. Pass for Jackson, trying to get a quick stick, but he couldn't. He still got it up top for Doby. Doby bombs one. Vince down to stop it from his knees. Tyler Burton with a scoop. Wants to get it up floor. He can't. Being well defended there by Jones. Greg Harnett has the ball. Moving up. Puts it across to his right. Shamrocks trying to set this offensive setup with Jones to Schattler over to Dutch now. Reese Dutch being met by McMichael. Ranger picking for Dutch. Dutch waits, passes across the floor. Shamrocks looking for a Dutch opportunity. There's one. A great save down low by Brody McDonald, flaring his legs up. Pinnock scoops a loose ball to Schattler and takes. Schattler scores! Jeff Schattler, and it's 4-2.
Schattler steps from below the goal line, and the element of surprise, McDonald not getting set, dropping to both knees after it went in behind him. That's a big goal for Victoria. Get within 2, and the building comes alive.
I said it in the first period. I still believe it here that Schattler offensively is the guy that seems to be going for Victoria. Not a surprise he gets the goal.
Quick shot. That's the big factor with that goal. He surprises McDonald, flings it off quick, a little shot. It's not about how hard it is, it's the placement and how quick you get it off. And Schattler did that, and Victoria down by a score of 4-2. Can they build on that momentum? Once again, the building is alive, but Victoria hasn't been able to sustain that energy yet in this game.
But they get possession off the faceoff. Tyler Haas has it. Trying to move in on the defender, Billick. Haas continues to control, throws it up top to Corey Conway. Conway's on the run. Conway in tight for Haas when he had a good lane, but he couldn't quite take it. Schattler looks at Conway. That's where the ball goes. Conway flings it to the net. McDonald, easy scoop up in his stick. And now a high transition pass, and he has Billick. Billick with Grimes beside him. Throws it across the floor. Billings will set up the offense here. Billings drops it back. Up comes Doby. Doby for Matthews. Matthews put it across. Good active stick, and Schattler, he was coming up floor, but it is going to be Langley ball as there's a bit of a knock on Billings. Boy, that was going to be a Schattler break, and he looked like that might be a clean-cut chance. Langley takes possession back with Matthews to Billings. Minsky there to pick for Billings. Heavener goes to Billings. He gets away. Fakes. Over the shoulder pass. Doby in tight, and he couldn't quite beat Vince in very close to the net. But Vince holding his ground, and then Doby is rolled on, and there's some words between Doby and the Victoria player moving back to the bench. I think that's Carnegie, it is. Haas moving up. 20 seconds for the Shamrocks. Ranger takes it from him. Haas trying to help Ranger out as it goes to Reese Dutch from the outside. Dutch in for Ranger. Ranger moving. Puts it across the floor. There's a shot off the pipe from Jones. The reset to come, and two Langley players after it. Levesque will get to it first. He's got a break. Matt Levesque in on goal. Vince made the save, and the rebound is in the green paint. And this is going to be Victoria possession, or is it going to be a Victoria penalty?
What would the penalty be for? I didn't see it.
Looked like maybe a back-checking call against the Shamrocks. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Shamrocks and their fans don't like it, but Reese Dutch is making the trot off the floor. Langley to the power play for the third time in this lacrosse game. Trying to get their 3-goal lead back, so a bit of a push from Reese Dutch is called. Levesque with a great chance as he walked in on top of Vince, but as he has done in much of this game, Matt Vince standing his ground. The shots are even at 23-21, actually in favor of Victoria, but the quality chance is really going in the way of the Langley Thunder.
Yeah, they're getting more chances, and Vince has been very good in this game. Dan, I said that numerous times in the first period. He really is keeping the Shamrocks in this game. And you look at the other end, McDonald, and he's been good too, but just not as busy as Victoria hasn't persevered. But their offensive MO is quite clear. They're going low on McDonald almost exclusively right now. Very few high shots on McDonald. They feel they see a weakness there on the Langley goaltender down low.
Here's Iannucci right in on Vince. Great stop. Crease violation anyhow. Shamrock ball. They're up and over center with Haas. 3-on-2 break, shorthanded. Haas to the net. Drops it back. McRae in. Puts it back in for Haas instead of shooting. Haas is going to hang on to the ball. Haas right to the front. Load shoots. McDonald may have gotten the arm out. I think that grazed the post as well.
It did hit the pipe.
Schattler's got it on the wall. Draws a double team. Haas trying to help him out as the ball comes free. It's in the stick of Poole. Looked like sleeve post on that shot.
I think it was a graze of the arm and then the post. I think combined we have about 10 posts in this game. Dan, it's been wild.
Here's Jones for Langley as he's cutting in. Referee Corbold whistling play down. Reese Dutch's penalty time is still at 1:51. That's an issue. They'll know exactly the time that it should be, but the penalty time hasn't moved more than 9 seconds.
And he was standing up with his helmet off there, yelling at the officials to get that fixed. It's been being run down now. But so was the main clock, so how are they going to...
I wasn't watching the clock, but I think the clock was just stopped altogether, so they're going to get things down to the correct time. But these goaltenders, both of them, they've got great reputations. They're both in form, and I think that's why we're seeing so much iron in this game, just because you have to beat these guys with a perfect shot. And there's not that many 5-hole chances either, even though one of Victoria's goals through the wickets on McDonald, really not that many 5-hole chances on these big guys either, so you almost have to go posting in.
Both look very good in this first period. It's fun to watch the goaltending battle. It's the game within the game, Dan. When they're on their games, these two goalies, it makes it that much more exciting to watch that.
Billings has it. Billings, Matthews. Matthews couldn't shoot it. Here's Jones to the crease. Shot by Doby. Vince the stop. Heavener grabs the rebound. 1:05 left in the minor against Reese Dutch. Here comes McRae for Victoria. Speeding in. He's got a man at the crease. Pass to him. Chance Carnegie scores! Short-handed transition goal.
Carnegie, of all players, hanging way up high in front of McDonald. And what a nice pass was that. McRae, that bounce feed through the seam there, and Carnegie just waiting there behind everybody, sneaking, lurking in the weeds, and then bounce that in behind McDonald. Maybe that's the kind of goal that Victoria can rally around, scoring from a defender like Carnegie. Is now the Rocks chipping back within one.
Exactly what they had to have happen has in this period. A short-handed goal. And no time for McDonald to get set. That was the key for Carnegie. He didn't wait and try and pick his spot. He knew where he was going to shoot it and let it go quickly. And McDonald could not catch up to it. A one-goal Langley lead at 4-3. They still have 57 seconds of power play time. Each team with a short-handed goal in the game is Heavener and Poole. Battle on the face-off. Poole's trying to win it. It's still loose. Heavener racing to it. Edwards back there. And Edwards trying to scoop it. Billick will for Langley. What a ball battle. Edwards is down. He's been shaken up. Still down on his hands and knees as there's a steal by Harnett. Up to Heavener. Edwards still in difficulty as the Shamrocks come in. Shatler's got a break. He shoots. McDonald stopped them. Rebound right back to Shatler.
Edwards is laboring.
He's trying to stay out and into the play. He has to because it's a long change in the second period. Ball rag on for the Shamrocks. Crowd into it now. It's 4-3. 6.5 in. Second period. Conway controlling it. Dutch standing at the box. He'll be on in 10 seconds. Conway waits. Krepensek is watching him. Conway moves to the corner. Throws it back up top to Shatler. Dutch is ready. Dutch is on. Conway's got it. Shamrocks back to within one. Dutch with the ball. Dutch to the front. And he misses his intended target, Eastwood. Shatler going to it. Picks it up. 20 seconds left on the 30. Edwards still out there. Still trying to stay with Shatler. Shatler gets away. Shatler in front. Eastwood couldn't shoot it. Now a break for the Thunder. Jones has a man, but Edwards, he just wanted to change. Man off the bench. Early change. Victoria ball.
You look at the two Shamrock goals in this game. Shatler off a broken play, and then Carnegie scoring a goal where it's not a set formation offense. Langley's been very strong in that set down. I think Victoria here throwing some different looks, manufacturing goals any way they can. Well, it's got them within one.
This is the time of the year. It can't always be pretty. Up the floor comes Jones, passing it off. Ranger looks now at Dutch. Dutch across the floor. Shatler with a shot. McDonald stopped it, and he reels in that rebound just ahead of Blair Pinnock. Grimes up and over center for the Langley Thunder. Grimes waits. Backs up. McMichael wants to change. Doby wants the ball. Still Grimes, though. Trying to sift through the Shamrock defense. Jackson. Doby. Moving to the front. Doby shoots. Vince gets the arm up, makes the save. No rebound. He has a man breaking. It's Burton. Burton takes the ball. Burton moving towards the front. He's got Evans. Burton shoots. McDonald gets his stick in between the feet to make the save, and now he'll transition the ball the other way. Running up the floor hard is Billick. Billick drops it off. Long change in the second period. The transition players can really have a field day. Haven't really seen that yet. Up comes Billings now. Billings winds, passes. Matthews can't take it. Matthews being checked by Haas deep in the corner. 4 men after the ball. Who's going to get possession? Referee Williams.
Looks like it's Victoria.
Pointing out a cross-check, I think. Who's going? Is it Matthews? I think it's Matthews, and a Victoria man advantage. Shamrocks to their third power play of this lacrosse game with a chance to tie the score. Matthews upset as there was 4 players jostling in that corner, but Matthews singled out by Williams, who was standing watching it from distance.
That's exactly what it was. It was a confrontation where Matthews is the guy chosen to go to the box, and difficult one to take if you're Langley, but hey, if you're Victoria, try to find a way to tie this game up now.
Ranger and Shatler play catch. Shatler waits. Ranger's got it. Ranger penetrates, scores! Scott Ranger, it's 4-all.
Yeah, he's the captain of this team and the emotional leader as well. An emphatic celebration there from Ranger. He's not even close to 100%, but he sneaked away from some traffic, slipped through 2 Thunder players, and then put one 5-hole through McDonald. That's a big goal. Down from 4-1, 3 unanswered goals, Dan, in this second period of play, and we're tied up at 4, and this place is alive.
Momentum in lacrosse has a way of building. When you have it, it seems to roll, and when you don't have it, it's so hard to get it back, and that's the situation the Thunder are in right now. They didn't like the Matthews call, and just seconds later, Scott Ranger able to penetrate, and we talked about that penetration too, and he's able to put it in on Brody McDonald. That is a huge goal. We talked to his family before the game, all down here from Nanaimo to enjoy this one. Mom Karen, brother Jeff, dad Jeff Sr.
He hasn't had a huge factor in this game until that last shift, really, Dan. Arriving, he's been more of a perimeter player. He's tried to thrust in on the Langley defense a couple of times, but he's taken a lot of abuse to do it there. He found a way to just shift through 2 Langley players and a precision trademark shot by Scott Ranger. That's huge. And this place, the green flags are flapping around here, Bear Mountain Arena now. It's alive, and you talked about that word momentum, and it just seems to be so huge in the game of lacrosse, and it's amplified that much more in an environment like this in Colwood.
Great job on a face-off by Evans against Poole that time, and here goes McRae. Shamrocks again moving in. Schattler to the crease, and a quick stick from Hevener, and he couldn't quite get it to go. Here's a break for Haas closing. He shoots, he missed with that up high. Rebound towards McRae and Grimes. Who's going to grab it? Schattler tried to, he's pushed, and the ball is picked up. Huge hit by McRae on Poole. It's physical. Back goes Schattler, up on the attack. Offense coming back out to join him. He's got Eastwood in tow. Moving up is Conway as well. Pinnock out there. Reese Dutch too. Dutch puts it back to Schattler. Schattler to the front. A chance for Conway. Goes through to Dutch. Forced off to the side. Dutch waiting. Trying to stick handle in with a shot, and that was kept out by McDonald. Delayed call coming against Langley for a hold.
You talked about momentum. It's there. And how about McRae? Body checks Poole in front of the penalty box. Keeps the play alive. More pressure. A tired Langley team defensively. What happens? They take a penalty. Shamrocks have all the momentum right now, and this place is alive. You can just feel the game, at least at this sequence, really shifting in the favor of the hometown in white and green Victoria Shamrocks.
This is great stuff here from Brody McDonald after the goal, taking a bit of time to make sure that face-off had a time to materialize and his team had a chance to settle down. And on this penalty call again, off to the bench to try and settle down his team, and the Thunder grouping up defensively. This is a veteran group that's won the last 2 playoff league titles, and this is a moment in the game where you want to turn it back your way. It's 4-4, you're shorthanded. A huge 2 minutes to come for McDonald and the Thunder. Shamrocks controlling though. Reese Dutch at the goal line for Conway. Back to Dutch again. Now to Ranger. Ranger, Schattler, Ranger. Those 2 playing catch. Ranger moving towards the net. Shooting angle. Puts it across. Schattler, quick stick. Deflects right to Conway. 10 seconds on the 30. Conway waiting. Looking in front. They get a reset actually on that Schattler bid, so now it's a new 30-second clock. Dutch closes. Shoots. Missed with that. Rebound. McDonald's trying to scoop it. He won't be able to. But it is Langley ball, and Mike Grimes is going to start the ball rag. Grimes up and over center. He's got McQuaid, does well to leap up and grab it. Ball goes back towards the rag line. Billings. Now it's Jones. Draws the double team. McCullough's trying to stay with him. Vince comes out. Now it's a triple team. The ball's in behind the Victoria net. That triple team is on, but Jones scampers away. What a job by Jones.
Taking all kinds of abuse. He still has the ball.
That was a triple team. And he's walking away to safety. McCullough and Evans are going to try and go at him again. And again he hangs onto the ball. Now a Victoria penalty. What a job by Jones. He still got it and moves it to Jackson. That's incredible. Taps on the helmet for Jones. What a job. Victoria still on the man advantage here. And the Thunder are going to continue to kill it. That is incredible ball-ragging skill by Adam Jones to put his team into a power play. And they'll try and take down as much of this Shamrock man advantage as they can.
He single-handedly killed 40 seconds himself, and they've kept on to the ball all this time.
McQuaid has it. McQuaid puts it into Billings. Billings for Dobie. It goes to Jackson. 8 seconds on this man advantage for Victoria. Krepensek is standing. Jackson trying to move in on McCullough. Ball goes back up top to Billings. Krepensek is on. Delayed call still in effect here. Now it's 6-on-5 for Langley. Goalie at the bench. Matthews from distance took a shot that was deflected. The Shamrocks touch up. And now a Langley power play in a 4-4 tie.
All led by Jones controlling the ball. He took the double team. Vince came out of his net, taking some hacks to Jones, hung on to it, led to a power play here for Langley. So after a good run of momentum for the first half of the second period for Victoria, a play like that, Langley will try to build on that, the power play, and turn things around because their defense has been heavily taxed in the second period, Dan. Not so much in the first period. Now they want to get on the offense of the Thunder.
Shots in this period 13-5 in favor of Victoria. Here comes Langley. Dane Doby into Jackson. Back for Doby again to Jackson. Jackson looking for a quick stick. Iannucci couldn't take it. Race for the ball. Billings against Harnett. Harnett's trying to win it. He's knocked over. Langley possession. And they're going to hang on as Edwards has it. He's going to change. Billings will quarterback it. Up he comes. Billings. Doby. Good look. Shot. Vince the save. Rebound loose on the reset. It's Billings once more. Langley looking dangerous at this point. Billings to Matthews. Matthews trying to swim his way through. Still got it. Matthews shoots up high. He had Vince moving just that little bit, but the shot missed. McRae with a scoop up for Victoria. Puts it to the wall. Matthews can't take it down. Holding on to his man as Carnegie goes down. The fans respond to that. Play goes on. 4 Shamrocks up. Here's a break for McRae. Drops it off Haas for McRae at the crease. McRae won't shoot it though. Wise move as the Shamrocks were eventually 3-on-4 in that situation. Tyler Haas draws a double team. Tried to work out of it. He can't. Scoops it away from Edwards though. Langley possession. Haas high hit on Edwards. Oh, it's physical right now. Edwards had his helmet knocked off by Haas. And this is going to be a 5-on-3 for 41 seconds.
And Haas just went a little too far. Dad, he got away with one bump and then another one, essentially running interference. But now as the Thunder player going to the box 2 down, that looks like it's a possibility anyways.
Edwards and Haas were both up in each other's faces, so
they're both going.
No surprise there. Interference going against Edwards, and then a roughing call on Tyler Haas.
This game really has had everything. Good goaltending, unexpected flow, teams kind of grabbing it back in different increments in the game. It's been physical. Yeah, it's been an outstanding night in the entertainment department, and it's 4-4. 7 minutes to go in the second period. Doesn't get much better than this, Dan, in the WLA final.
Oceans of room. 4-on-3 now. Langley power play. Billings looking for Matthews at the crease, and he couldn't quite get it to him. This is going to kill some valuable time as McDonald comes out. As Ian mentioned, a 4-4 tie. Game 2 of the finals. Langley up 1-0. They won 7-6 Wednesday in Game 1. Billings right up to the net. Billings for Doby. Doby shoots. Missed with that rebound. Another shot off the post on that rebound. Langley gets the ball back with Matthews. Closing 10 seconds on the 4-on-3. Matthews rated tight. Matt Vince stopped him. Rebound is loose, and it's going to be Victoria ball. Big stop by Vince. Shamrocks come ahead. It's John Harnett. McCullough's back on. 4-on-4 lacrosse. Shamrocks with the ball. Reese Dutch adjusting the helmet. Takes up his spot as the right-hander has Ranger beside him. Ranger trying to pick. He gets open for just a quick second. Then he was caught up to. Is it still Dutch? Dutch skipping left and right. Dutch passing. Ranger low shot. McDonald had that well scouted, made the save. Levesque running hard. The Langley captain back inside the Victoria zone. A 4-4 tie here at Bear Mountain. 5:50 left. Second period. Adam Jones, who had an unreal ball ragging shift the last time he was on the floor. He puts it across for Billings. Billings back for Jones. Waiting. Jones shoots. He scores! Adam Jones roofed it right inside the post. It's 5-4 Thunder.
Yeah, Burton came right across the visual point there for Vince to pick it up, and he couldn't. So he was caught there in the screen, and a well-placed shot beat him. And a big goal for Langley to get their lead back.
You're on the road. You've just blown a 4-1 lead. It's 4-4, and Adam Jones draws a penalty, kills 40 seconds of penalty time, and then comes out his next shift and makes it 5-4 and turns the momentum back. What a great sequence for Adam Jones.
Well-placed shot.
Leung brings it back for the Shamrocks, as now they're winning the majority of the draws at this stage. But it's Langley with some momentum thanks to that penalty-killing shift by Jones, and now the 5-4 goal that he has. Still 4-on-4 ball. Conway has it. Conway moves to the middle, looks at Ranger, pass picked off, and Langley has a break. Coming up the floor is Poole. Being well guarded here. Nice job by Eastwood to stay right with him. So Poole's, instead of moving it up, going to have to change. Ball is brought forward now by Adam Jones again. What does he have in his bag of tricks this time? Jones looking for space. Adjusts the helmet. Puts it across the floor. Billings looks at Edwards. Billings hangs on to it. Takes the slash from Harnett. And now a bit of a pick thrown there, and it's going to be Victoria ball. Conway has his man breaking. It's Haas. Haas to the net, passing it off, and just out of the reach of Mitch Jones, the intended target. That would have been pretty. Looping pass for Lintz. Moving in towards Matt Vince. Lintz for Langley. Dropping for McMichael. McMichael puts it to Dobie. Charging in with a shot as he was taken out. And this is going to be a tripping call to come against the Victoria Shamrocks, as Dobie was knifing through the defense, and a Victoria player, McRae, is injured in the green paint. I'm not sure if McRae's the guy getting the penalty call, but he is going to get up to his feet under his own power. Carnegie's the one doing the complaining. Dobie looking ever so dangerous. As I said, knifing through that defense. Didn't get the ace shot, and here comes the tripping call, and it is on McRae, the guy that was down at the end of the play.
Now Langley looking to take the momentum, as no team can seem to grab it and hang on to it for any amount of time the way this game is going.
That's the great thing about this game, is you can't possibly keep it for 60 minutes. And when you have two elite teams like this, it's just going to continue to go back and forth. Victoria had to stop the bleeding, down 4-1 after the opening 20 minutes. They've done that, but it's still Langley that leads 5-4 thanks to the Adam Jones shot just off the post and in. Another shot that certainly did hit iron, Ian, as it banged around in behind Vince but went over the line.
And you mentioned it, I think it was a good point that you made, Dan, about how fine these shots are being made, because these goaltenders are on their games, and we've seen in the neighborhood of 10 posts combined between these two teams, and goaltenders on their games like that, it produces these well-placed shots that are being utilized here by both teams.
Langley power play setting up. Billings, Matthews, Iannucci. Matthews takes it down, fakes it, passes it. Billings across for Dobie. Dobie closing, passing up top. Matthews looks for a lane, shoots. Vince made the stop, rebound towards Adam Jones. Race for it in the corner. Carnegie hits him. Matthews takes it. Matthews directing traffic, trying to move towards Vince. Matthews faking, passing. Billings shoots, just missed with that. Carnegie grabs the rebound, has men breaking. Carnegie wings it down the floor. He's got Schattler with Haas breaking to the front. Haas shoots. McDonald gets the arm up and makes the save.
Haas has been moving up in those transition plays, and many have kind of been broken up and not finished off. But there, that was a nice stop made by McDonald as Haas got in close.
Love the way there the Shamrocks used that long change in the second period to their advantage. 1:05 left in McRae's penalty. Dobie moves it up to Matthews. Matthews down low pass. Billings will take it. Billings across to Dobie. It was intercepted. Tyler Haas running the floor again. Shamrocks making a change as Schattler comes out the front gate. 45 seconds left in the McRae minor. 5-4 Thunder. 3:17 to go in the second period. Tyler Haas on the ball. Moving it back. Throws it in now. Reese Dutch. Nobody goes to him. He's going to kill more time. Eastwood to Dutch again. McRae standing. He's still got 25 seconds in his minor as Dutch will wait. Here comes the double team now. Dutch trying to work out of it. Dutch to the front. Finds open space. Back to safety again. 10 seconds left in McRae's penalty. Still nobody goes at Dutch. Eastwood tries to spread out the Langley defense. McRae's going to be back on. Here he comes. 5-4 Thunder. 5-on-5 lacrosse. The 30-second clock is moving as out goes Conway. Ball across the floor for Schattler. Lintz staying with him. Schattler for Eastwood. Eastwood looking to his left, but he's being double-teamed. He's dragged down. Dutch has it wrong side. Puts it in front. Conway scores! Corey Conway. It's 5-all.
A quick play. It looked like Langley would get out of trouble, but flip back out in front. That's a big goal for Victoria as this place erupts now, Dan.
Great job by Eastwood. He did lose the ball for a moment, but he did shield it well enough as Conway just snuck in towards the net. And finally, he took that pass and was able to bury it behind McDonald. All even again at 5-5. Back and forth we go. They're going to bring the mop on here. And McDonald and the Thunder will like that call. Conway, not normally a shooter, loves to pass first. But he had to shoot that one. And Reese Dutch on his wrong side of the floor made that pass too. Certainly he wasn't going to shoot from that angle, but Conway was wide open.
And that's a big goal for Conway to help broaden, get a little more depth here to this Victoria offense, get everybody kind of feeling it offensively. And, well, the Shamrocks have done a good job offensively in this second period of play. They're looking more confident, and just that ability to get some balls past this goaltender, McDonald. It's a confident-looking Victoria team right now using the energy here at the Bear.
Ball underneath Schattler, who's on the floor. So is Edwards. And Edwards loses the helmet. He's being pushed around, and I think Schattler's going to get called as the ball's in the corner. Schattler got one last shot. I think he's going to go for roughing on Edwards. Edwards has been a marked man in the second period, Ian.
He has. He's been physical for Langley.
Last time he was able to take Haas off the floor as Edwards went too, but this time Edwards doesn't go. It's just Schattler, and he got the last shot in that took the helmet off of Damon Edwards, the former Adanac. Langley power play. Matthews will be the quarterback. Had the hat trick in game one. He's been relatively quiet here, and he certainly hasn't had those good outside shot looks. But he's going to quarterback it now. Up he starts. 5-all tie. Under 2 minutes to play in the second. Iannucci. Matthews puts it across the floor. Billings to Doby, a shot, and Matt Vitz crunches his body together to make the stop, and Doby goes down.
Yeah.
Haas went down too. Doby slow getting up. Arnett's moving inside the Langley zone. Haas and Doby talking things over.
A bit of a low bridge. It looked there by Doby, and Haas tumbled over top, and those two exchanging words, and the fans here in Victoria don't like that confrontation at all.
Fans here didn't like Doby back in the Coquitlam days, and they don't like him as a Thunder player either. Here's a break for Dutch in on goal. Dutch couldn't get a shot, though, as Levesque was right with him. Dutch gets the ball back, trying to win it, but he was just in the crease. Oh, the fans don't like that, as Dutch looked like he might get a break. Under 120 left, second period, still 5-5. Schattler in the box. Or taking out Edwards. Grimes moves it ahead for Billings. Billings throws it backwards to Matthews. Matthews from the outside puts it to Iannucci in front for Doby. Quick stick, he just missed with that. High rebound. Haas jumps up to grab it. Gets away from a check. Tyler Haas has a man coming off the bench. Normally it would be Schattler. Instead it's Eastwood this time. Carnegie all mixed up with the Langley defender, and they get knocked around in the crease area. It's still Victoria ball on the ball rag. The guy that was checked into his own crease area was Billings. Billings is going to scamper off as Victoria's ball raggers are up. 35 seconds left in the period. Just less than that in the power play. Carson Leung, double team, hit by Poole. Helmet comes off. Leung draws a penalty, roughing the call on Poole. When the helmet comes off, it's almost an automatic that it's going to get called.
As Leung losing his helmet, not an overly vicious hit. Well, you mentioned the head popping off. The optics don't look overly good.
No, I thought a really strong play and aggressive, certainly by Poole, but I thought a strong play. But when you get up high and the helmet comes off, it is so tantalizing for the officials to make that call.
Speaking of the officials, I think they've done a pretty good job in the second period managing things, Dan. There's been some skirmishes. There's some gamesmanship, bodies flopping over others to try to draw the penalties, and the refs haven't been goaded into that. They're kind of letting them settle their little skirmishes out themselves. I think it's been managed quite effectively officiating-wise in the second period.
4-on-4 lacrosse. Scott Ranger has the ball, and when he passes the line, it's going to be a 5-on-4 situation. Vince is already out. Now Ranger's going to start to close in. There's 12 seconds. Empty net for Victoria, but they've got the extra man here. 6 seconds. Ranger passing it off. Ranger gets it back. He shoots, and McDonald made the stop. Under a second left. No time for the ball to get down the floor as play is whistled in, and it goes towards the net. Schattler was back just in case. Hey, it's all even after 40 minutes. I really think in the second period, Victoria was the team more willing to pay a price, and it got them back in the game. And you look at this third period, whichever team is more willing to pay the price in this third period, I think is going to be the team that wins. It's those goals, and Victoria had some greasier ones in that second period that are going to be the big goals that I think will be the deciding ones in this game.
Well, the two teams are so evenly matched. You're right, the variable of hard work, grinding it out could be a big factor, and I think will be a difference here in this third period of play. I can't wait for this spectacle here, Dan. The fans are loving it. We're loving it. It's a tie game, 5-5, and the third period is underway of Game 2 of the WLA Final.
Big face-off win. Evans, talk about paying a price. He leaves the stick on the floor. He's laboring a bit to the bench, but the Shamrocks have possession and the power play out there for 1:18. Poole not out there to take the face-off because he's in the box right now, and McMichael failed to win it. There's a stiff-angled shot that seemed to go off the back of the crossbar, and that's a reset. Conway tried to bank it in off McDonald. Ends up being a turnover instead.
Interesting choice from that, not the best angle at all, and you maybe question a play like that by Conway. Wait for a different look.
Jackson, ball ragging for Langley. Throws it right into the stick of the onrushing Heavener. He's got a break, a lane to the net, but he's being cut off, so he knows he's not going to be able to get in tight. Throws it back to Schattler, or Ranger rather, excuse me, 71, not 77. Now Schattler takes it. Schattler goes back to Ranger, mishandles. Ball bounces free for Reese Dutch. To Ranger, Schattler. Back to Ranger, closing. Ranger, Schattler shoots. McDonald gets a piece. Conway after the loose ball. Lintz after Conway. Conway takes it deep to the corner. Conway throws it up top for Dutch. Dutch to Ranger. Ranger, Schattler. Ranger, Dutch. Across the floor. Schattler right in front, and he couldn't quite get it to Mitch Jones. Ball battle. Schattler's trying to win it. Schattler does. Works out of a double team. Jeff Schattler across. Dutch waits. Dutch shoots. McDonald stopped it. Reset to come. Mitch Jones in a ball battle, but well won by Johnston. Johnston gets away. Poole's out of the box. Can they spring him? They do. Poole had to go off his stick, and Vince now has to chase Poole. Vince comes out. Poole's trying to strip him. The ball's in feet. Loosened behind the net. Matt Vince trying to scoop. Poole's trying to win possession. Ian Poole battling hard out of the box.
Oh, wow.
Wins the ball. What a job by Poole, and he's going to take it back to safety. He had Vince all over him, but he came up with it. Iannucci for Matthews. And that ball bounces away. Burton's trying to get it. He's got Yeager behind everybody. Yeager's caught up too. Running away Burton. Has a man all over him. Great work by Adam Jones. In goes Greg Harnett. Forced off to the side. Harnett making moves on McMichael. Trying to get it into one of the offensive players' stick. He's got Eastwood with him. Ball goes across the floor. Yeager's up to grab it. Rolls it for Brody Eastwood. Edwards on top of him. Ball loose in the corner. It's kicked up towards Harnett. Harnett grabs it. 2 seconds on the 30. Long bomb from Reese Dutch. Beat the shot clock, but there's nobody there to grab it. Now it's Damon Edwards. Edwards moves it across. Jackson starting up floor. He's got Billings. Billings on the move. Looking across to his right. Billings sub-shot. It's stopped by Vince. High rebound. Haas out to try and take it. He won't be able to do so. Gets some help, though, and now Dan McRae is moving up and over center. Carson Leung deep into the corner. Tries to get away from Hawk. Carson Leung, Dan McRae puts it deeper into the corner. Pinnock twisting and turning. Spinning away from Lintz. Still Pinnock. Throws it up to McRae. He's got room. McRae, quick stick attempt, and a great stop by McDonald on the other side on Scott Ranger. Great passing by the Shamrocks, but McDonald showing his lateral movement. It's still 5-all. Grimes coming back for Langley. Pushed by Burton. 3.5 gone in the period. Garrett Billings from the outside. Passing it. Shot off the pipe. Wicked shot taken there by Grimes. Here's Billings. He's going to load up. Passing across the floor. Langley in possession. Billings with a drive, and that's stopped up high by Vince. Reset to come. Billings after the ball. Can't pick it up. McCullough does for the Shamrocks as they're going end to end. McCullough running the floor, getting inside the Langley end. He's got a man with him at Schattler. Jeff Schattler takes it. Moving towards the Thunder defense. Schattler looks up at the sky. Waits. Looking to the middle. Ball goes across the other way. It's Corey Conway faking. Conway Trying to flip it back to Dutch, but he still got it. Conway out in front, low shot, and McDonald a great save on a diving Scott Ranger. Back up the floor comes Billick, running hard for Langley. He's got Matthews off on the other side. Schattler going to watch Billick. In goes Minsky, trying to pick Schattler. A pass to Minsky, in tight but no shot. Carnegie did well to step into him. All on the end wall. Carnegie's trying to win it, but it's still Minsky. He ran into the paint, so it's going to be Victoria ball.
The quality of this lacrosse to start this third period is just astounding right now, Dan. This is fantastic. Two evenly matched teams going shift for shift out here. This is great stuff.
Blow for blow. It's still 5-5. Conway to the front. Schattler, quick stick. He just missed with that. High rebound. Mitch Jones takes it from the corner. Scoops it back for Reese Dutch. Dutch from the outside. Gets by Hawk. Trying to escape Lintz. Still Dutch. Dutch shoots. He scores! A turnaround shot. It's 6-5.
Dan, he put that ball through his own legs. Then picked it up, turned around as you described, and whipped it by McDonald. What a goal that was. And the Shamrocks have the lead, 6-5. Very skilled play there. As McDonald, not a chance to get set. The Rocks have had success with that, getting quick shots off, and what a shot that was.
You never thought the way that Dutch was going that he was not going to come up with something. He would not be denied. Barging his way through the Langley defense. Shamrocks draw first blood in the third. 6-5. Iannucci back for Langley to Billings. Billings loading it up. Doesn't shoot it. Gets it to Iannucci. Iannucci's trying to penetrate. Urgency now for Iannucci and the Thunder. McRae's all over Iannucci. Wrestles him off the ball. And Harnett's going to take it. Oh, the defensive work has been so physical both ways. Here's a breakaway pass for Ranger. He's in the clear. Ranger stopped by McDonald. Rebound, and Ranger's got it, but he stepped in the paint.
Dan Scott Ranger in 3 consecutive shifts has been stoned in tight by McDonald. Yes, the Shamrocks have the 6-5 lead, but they have the momentum. They're really taking it to Langley, but McDonald has showed up in goal for the Thunder in this third period.
And Iannucci was manhandled by McRae before the Ranger chance. Here's Jackson to Doby in tight. Doby for Billings, couldn't take it down. Ball battle, Minsky has it. Minsky for the Thunder, spinning, throws it back up top. Jackson across for Doby. Doby takes a high stick, he still got it. Doby working away from McCullough. 30-second clock dies down. Great defense by McCullough there in the Shamrocks.
There's that grit factor defensively for Victoria. They didn't have it so much early in this game, but they've really captured it now, and they're playing that desperation, hard-nosed defense, and it's caused some frustration as this game's moved along here for Langley, especially their better players, Dan. You can tell at times they're getting frustrated.
Mitch Jones to Corey Conway. Conway moving towards the front. Conway's trying to penetrate. Conway to the crease. Ball is intercepted. Langley back up floor. Nice job there by Ian Poole. He's got Billick with him. Billick takes the ball, running towards Vince. Billick across the floor, quick stick attempt from Matthews, and the ball picked off by the Shamrocks. Back they come. Here's McRae running hard. Dan McRae to the net. Gets some contact, works away from it, shoots. McDonald stopped the rebound chance. They score! It's Carson Leung, 7-5.
McDonald made the first big save. And that was Schattler up there with the chance, and then Leung on the rebound as McDonald, he did his part, made that first big left leg save, but Leung able to pounce it in behind him. And here you have Victoria now. They're getting in around McDonald shift after shift. They weren't getting those looks in the first period. It's really picked up in the second and third period. Does the Langley defense have an answer?
Well, the answer maybe is Nick Rose to get a break in the momentum. A goaltending switch. I don't think Rose plays the rest of the game. He could, but I think right now it's just to change the momentum.
Yeah, change the momentum and maybe even get McDonald a bit of a rest. He's been taxed big time in this third period. He's been moving around, up and down, making some big saves, but it's 2 more goals here for the Shamrocks in the second period. I think twofold stop the momentum and maybe get a bit of a rest here for McDonald.
Here's Schattler, a pass in tight for Heavener as the Shamrocks won the faceoff. McRae, so much great work on that Leung goal. And then Carson Leung with the finish. 7-5 Victoria in the lead by 2. They've outscored Langley 6-1 since it was 4-1. Billings back for the Thunder. Billings can do it on his own. He might try to. He throws it backwards. Here's a foot race for the ball, and it's won nicely by Matthews. Tried to bounce it through to the net. Loose for Adam Jones. Can he take it? No, he can't. And it's going to be Victoria ball. 12:47 left in the third. Shamrocks 7, Thunder 5. Nick Rose now in goal. I thought he might go out quickly just to change the momentum that little bit. But Nick Rose is in. Maybe he is going to finish the game. World-class goaltender. You don't lose much. Reese Dutch has it. Dutch for Schattler. He shoots. Rose stopped it. Reels in the rebound. Looks for the outlet. Long high pass. Edwards running onto it. Damon Edwards, stiff angle. He's going to pull up here. Edwards hangs on to the ball. Loading. Takes the ball back down. Puts it across for McQuaid. McQuaid will move in. Levesque's right beside him. McQuaid puts it across the floor. High pass. Doby takes it down. McCullough goes right at Doby. Those two wrestling each other, but Doby gets away. Doby for Jackson, and he couldn't get a clean shot. He's run over, and Evans is going to be sent off the floor. High sticking the call.
I don't know about that, Dan. I thought he made the clean stick-on-stick play there. Maybe it was the follow-through on the shot by the Langley player that caused some concern for the officiating crew, but Evans doesn't like it at all, and I got to side with the Victoria Shamrock fans on that play. I disagree that was a high-sticking call against the Shamrocks Evans, but the Thunder looking to get the momentum back. This is an important power play for Langley, maybe to get some confidence back, too, in their offensive rhythm. Dan, it's the grit factor that Victoria has presented has caused some big issues for this Langley offense.
It's what we talked about, and it's coming to fruition for Victoria now. 12:03 left, but a huge power play as referee Williams sends Evans off the floor. And there's still lots of chatter between the two teams. Doby and Carnegie pushing each other. This rivalry doing nothing but heating up, and it's only game 2. Langley has a 1-0 series lead. Langley 2-0 on the road. Victoria 2-0 at home in these playoffs. Something's got to give in this game today.
Yeah, the physical aspect of the game hasn't taken away from the game at all. It's been physical, but these two teams know that they can't take anything too undisciplined. There's been shades that it might go in that direction, but it hasn't evolved that way at all. It's just too important. The stakes are too high to take undisciplined penalties, and it's really helped aid the physical and good flow of this game here tonight. The last of the perspiration being wiped up here on the floor just inside Rock's territory.
Matthews will take the ball when it's whistled in.
This delay just adding to the tension and importance of this power play for the Thunder, trailing by 2, trying to get their game back. They haven't had it for a while.
Matthews charging up to the front for Doby. Matthews again. Puts it to Iannucci. Took a shot. Vince gets a piece. Here comes the reset. Iannucci again. Quiet game for him, unusual. Iannucci moves to the front. Moves it off for Billings. He can't handle. McRae knocks him over. McRae steals the ball, and he gets away from Iannucci too. Breakaway pass. Tyler Haas, rated on goal. Haas fakes, scores!
Oh.
Huge goal. 8-5, shorthanded.
What a beautiful goal. He actually deked midair. He jumped up off his left foot down, and in midair, pulled the ball away from the stick there of Rose and slid it in behind him. 8-5. It looks like Haas is hurt down. He tumbled into those end zone boards, and he's not moving. This is concerning for the Victoria Shamrocks.
There was no way to keep his balance with that kind of a move. He's back up to his knees now, but shaken up after the goal. And how much was after the goal him landing, and how much was the celebration being mobbed by his teammates after making it 8-5?
Yeah, certainly didn't help, but at the other end, a little sloppy with the ball was Iannucci. Dan, just a little flip pass off to the corner too high to his teammate. That created the turnover. And Haas taking a nice pass, and that deke was world class. It really was. Rose was fooled in that Langley net, and now a 3-goal lead for the Victoria Shamrocks. And look at these fans here, Dan. This is a wave of momentum that the Rocks have ridden from the second period on, and Langley just doesn't seem to have an answer. They tried to make the goaltending change, and that didn't have the desired effect as Haas scoring. It's all about Victoria and their momentum right now.
Well, and you could see a couple of world-class players in Iannucci and Billings both fumbling around on that power play. Normally sure-handed, and certainly sure-handed with their sticks, but neither one could control the ball. The Shamrocks could, and Tyler Haas broke in, and he beat Nick Rose down low. 8-5, second shorthanded goal for the Shamrocks in the game. And this has been an amazing spectacle. What a comeback. And now Victoria 7-1. They have outscored Langley. Man behind the defense. If Ranger can spring heaven, or Rangers drilled. And now Billick pushing and shoving with Harnett. It's going to be Victoria ball, and the emotion just continues to climb. Rangers going to take it on the whistle in here.
Yeah, Harnett being protective of Rangers. That injury Scott Ranger has is, I think, known throughout the WLA, and that's just a factor of Harnett trying to take the back of his captain there, Scott Ranger.
Ian, we've watched Scott Ranger for years, and he's one of the toughest guys around.
He really is.
Not a guy that gives a lot of hits, but boy, he takes hits and just pops right back and still likes to generate contact every trip up the floor. Bad Langley change here. Victoria ball, and the Thunder are frustrated right now, and Rod Jensen needs to do something to turn this game. Whether it's a defensive play, a save, a goal, something for this Langley Thunder team.
They look agitated, not comfortable. They look unnerved, quite frankly, this Thunder team right now.
Schattler across the floor. Carson Leung. Dutch is there with him. Dutch wants the ball. He gets it. Puts it back to Leung. Nice ball rag here by Victoria. 38 seconds left in Evans Minor. Schattler inching towards the net. Leung has it. Carson Leung running behind Nick Rose. Still Leung. Lots of energy on this shift. Schattler's open in front. Pass to him. Schattler couldn't quite corral it. Now he wins it. Poole goes to him. The ball popped out for a moment. And the Thunder get it back. Still some power play time, but a good ball rag by the Shamrocks. Damon Edwards loses the ball. Langley looking up at the clock. Billings will start ahead. 3 seconds in the power play. Evans will track down Billings if he can. As Billings moves up. Billings loads up, passes. Doby shoots, he scores! A wicked shot from Dane Doby. It's 8-6.
Yeah, that beat Vince absolutely clean. Billings moving that across to Doby. He got a lot on that, a high rising shot. That's a very important goal for the Langley Thunder. Just at the tail end of that Langley power play, I was wondering what kind of power play they would put together. They bumble the ball around a little bit. Where's this going to go here for Langley? Well, it looks like they're going to try to make a charge here. They needed that goal. There's still quite a bit of time left. 9:58 left in the third period. A critical goal by Doby to get the Langley Thunder back within 2.
What a shot by Dane Doby. Right in the top of the net. Adam Jones tried to steal the ball, and he's going to get a possession call for his team.
An impressive release there by Doby, like a half one-timer, just cradled it back a little bit, then whipped it forward. That was nice control and enabled him with that little delay to get the shot and the placement he wanted.
And what a shot it was. Doby's got it again. Can he heat up here for Langley? Took a high stick. Still going. Had to adjust his helmet. Heads off to the bench. In goes Billings trying to penetrate. Billings right to the front. Over the shoulder bid. It's stopped by Vince. Rebound loose. Still loose on the floor. Shamrocks grab it. Up they start. Led by Carson Leung. Gathering speed. Now he's going to peel off and allow the offense to come out. Tyler Haas will change too. Jeff Schattler's got the ball. 8-6 Victoria. 9:10 left in the third period. Schattler moving towards Nick Rose. Puts it across on the other way. It's Conway. Conway will close. Conway for Ranger in tight. Nick Rose made the stop on Scott Ranger. Now it's going to be a Langley possession. Is behind the plate. Billings is being watched by Carnegie. Langley trying to stretch the floor somewhat. Billings has it. Carnegie goes to meet him. Billings will try and work away. Billings across the floor for Doby. Back to Billings. Billings for Iannucci. Trying to settle it. Iannucci takes it from the corner. McQuaid picks for him. Pass across. Missed by Doby. Won by McCullough. And he's going to run down inside Langley territory. McCullough with speed. Gets by Iannucci. Scores! What a run! 9-6. Victoria. McCullough right through the heart of the defense.
Nice finish there by McCullough, but I'm sorry, Ethan Iannucci, that just wasn't good enough on that shift, Dan. He turned the ball over, came back up, burned. He had lots of room and at the angle of McCullough, but just allowed the Shamrock player to slip by him. And Iannucci, a bad turnover, and then defensively got eaten up there alive there by McCullough as well. And it's 9-6 Victoria. So the Doby goal looking to get Langley back in the game. Well, a turnover and boom, McCullough, a nice power move and a goal on the breakaway. And that's a big one for the Shamrocks, and that's really deflating for the Langley Thunder, Dan. It really is.
And you look at the guys that are getting it done. Haas, a big goal. McCullough, a big goal. When you can get goals from your transition players, guys that come out the back door, It means everything, and it has been everything for Victoria in this third period. And now on a run of 8-2 since the game was 4-1 after 20 minutes. Is this WLA Final Series going to be even at 1-1? Back to the Langley Event Center on Wednesday. Oceans of time left. 8:35 on the clock. The Shamrocks sensing they have something going here as Evans and Poole are down for this face-off. Poole kicks the ball out to Edwards. Haas goes to strip him. Ball right by the Shamrock bench. Haas bangs it around for McRae. McRae's got it and up he starts. Running inside the Langley zone. Dan McRae moves it back, and Scott Ranger's going to settle down the pace. Now is where you want to use every second of the 30. Get your resets if you can, but don't rush it if you're the Shamrocks. Thunder want to try and push it a little bit. 9-6, 8 to go. Scott Ranger, outside shot stopped by Rose. He's got a man breaking. Up the floor, McMichael, breakaway, in on Vince. McMichael shoots and he missed the goal. Vince may have gotten a piece.
He did with
officials say he did.
His right glove, fantastic stop.
Back goes Shatler and he's stopped by Rose. Rebound, Carnegie scores! Oh, what a move to go up high. Around the world move, and it's 10-6.
Yeah, his second goal of the game. A huge save at one end as Vince did get his right arm on that. And then the other end, Carnegie takes a pass. Settles it down, and the first chance doesn't get in. I think it just bounced off the cement floor and then settled it down, then put it in. 10-6 Victoria. Now the Thunder are in big trouble. They're hunched over. They look defeated, quite frankly, on that Langley bench as the Victoria Shamrocks are feeling it. They're leaned over on their bench, engaged. It's just two teams going in opposite directions right here, Dan.
After a great Langley road start, a Victoria onslaught to lead 10-6 with 7:33 left in game two.
You talked about it at the start of the third period. What team's going to do the gritty things, the abrasive things? Who wants it more? And clearly, it's Victoria. They're bringing it, and Langley is just not answering to the kind of work ethic right now that the Shamrocks are bringing.
Mitch Jones for Victoria. Throws it across Corey Conway. From the outside, Conway will wait. Puts it in towards Pinnock. Krepensek is trying to stay with him. Pinnock couldn't get a shot through. Shot clock violation, and it's Langley ball. Hawk will control. Moving it up for Lintz. Billings, Iannucci, Doby, Matthews. Those are the guys that must be the leaders, you would think, if it's going to be a Thunder comeback. Billings across the floor. In comes Matthews now. Darting to the front in tight. Vince jumping up. Makes the save. Hangs on to the ball. And he's got a short outlet.
What a factor Vince has been in this game. We talked about him in the first period. Allowed the 4 goals on the 17 shots. But he's been a huge factor for the Shamrocks throughout this game.
2 goals against since that point. Conway moving up with Ranger. Conway for Ranger. Bounced away from him, and Rose has the scoop up. Outlet pass Levesque. Trying to break in on goal. And a penalty call coming against Langley. And that's just frustration, clearly. Hawk is going to be sent off to the box, and the Shamrocks get a power play. And as important as anything for Victoria right now is 2 minutes to try and kill the clock here.
Absolutely. It's just a chance to don't do anything stupid from a Shamrocks perspective. Don't make any risky passes. Hold on to the possession. Get yourself down to the 4:17 mark if you can. That's a fairly healthy lead, but precarious as well. You don't want to give Langley a short-handed goal here and some momentum to make a late-game thrust.
Conway, Dutch, Ranger. Ranger closing, passing it off. Jones, Shatler, Ranger to the crease. Quick stick. Great stop off Mitch Jones by Nick Rose. Johnston from the corner. Runs away from trouble. Johnston up and over center. Spins away from Ranger. He's got Adam Jones in behind him. On the other side, Jackson and Doby. Still Adam Jones. Draws the double team. Passes out of it to Billings. Billings. Can he get by McRae? McRae dislodges the ball. Haas tries to steal it. Picks it up on the end wall, or tried to. He thought he had it, but he didn't. It's still deep in there. Iannucci ran into the back of the net, and it's going to be a Victoria possession as Matt Vince will put his net back on. 5:22 left in the third. 1:05 left in the Hawk minor penalty. Shamrocks 10, Thunder 6. Mitch Jones with a pass to Ranger, hops into the Victoria bench. And here comes Dane Doby in a one-on-one situation. Doby lost possession, fights to get it back and does. Nice stick work by Doby, flings it on to Matthews. Matthews being watched by Harnett. Flicks it on for Doby with a shot, and he put it around his back. But Vince had it scouted, made the stop. Under 5 to go. Shamrock still on the power play, but they can't get going here. Langley with that sense of urgency, continuing to elevate in their game as a pick is run on Lintz by Greg Harnett. Lintz is down. Conway passed it to Ranger. Ranger can't take it. Billick does. Lintz has been injured. He's limping. He can't be part of the play, and he can't quite get to the bench like he wants, but up now comes Billick on the run. Billick being forced backwards. McCrae's all over him, but it's still Billick. Lintz was shaken up when taken down at center floor. There's a wicked shot by Iannucci. He missed with that. And Matthews can't take it at center. It's an over and back call. And that's going to mean Victoria possession. Hawk can't go back on the forehead either. There's still 1 second left before he can come back. But the Shamrocks are down to 4:18 now with a 10-6 lead.
Not a strong power play for Victoria, but Langley didn't score. So I think at this stage of the game, the Shamrocks will take that. 4:15 left and up by 4.
Schattler moves up. 30-second clock is into effect now. Eastwood on the run to the front. Eastwood looking towards the middle. That's where Pinnock is. Schattler across the floor. Conway. Now Eastwood, a shot. He missed with that. Hawk tried to jump up and grab the ball. Nice work by Schattler. He's trying to recover it. Poole there for Langley. So is Johnston. It's going to be Langley ball with 3:46 to go. Will Rose come to the bench and make this 6-on-5? Desperation time now in game 2 for the Thunder as Billings will quarterback it. Here comes Rose to the bench. 6-on-5. Matthews from distance. Up to Billings now. Billings across the floor. Matthews waiting. Passing below the goal. Trying to bank it in was Doby. Doby to Matthews. Matthews for Billings. Billings shoots. He missed with that. Rebound loose and McCullough grabs it. McCullough up for Burton. 3:15 left. Shamrocks on the ball. John Harnett throws it to the middle. Corey Conway on rushing. Lintz back on to check him. Lintz left laboring last time out, but he's back and looking okay now. Reese Dutch walking towards Grimes. Illegal pick thrown by a Ranger to spring him, and Langley Thunder possession. And are they going to bring someone to the penalty box? I believe that they are. Referee Corbold motioning both ways. Both doors are open right now. 2:55 left in the third period. Conway's going for sure. Matthews is moving in that direction, but is it just Conway? Interference. Yep, just Conway. Langley power play, and they're going to go 6-on-4, you would think. Maybe not. Rose is going to stand in the crease still.
And no reason not to have him out and get the 6-on-4. Kind of surprised to see him still in there.
Well, even if it's just somebody back to retrieve any loose ball on a rebound. There's a shot from Matthews, and Vince hunches down, makes the stop. And Matt Vince looks impenetrable right now. Here's John Harnett moving towards Rose. Harnett passing it across. Leung. Penalty call coming on Dutch for a slash. And you can see the officials, Ian, really want to put the clamps down on this game with 2:35 to play.
Getting a lot more chippy, and it's being initiated primarily by the Langley Thunder.
Poole's going too. It's Dutch and Poole both.
Okay, they're both going. And it's been a pretty physical game. Not overly chippy until the last little while down. We started to see a lot more of that come into the game, and that is, as you touched on, frustration from a Langley Thunder perspective, as it looks like we're heading to a 1-1 league final, and fans of the lacrosse, the Western Lacrosse Association, and Victoria and Langley have to be enthralled with the plot that's being played out here in the WLA final. Very good lacrosse.
Get ready for Wednesday night at the Langley Event Center. Game 3. Game 4 back here next Friday. Up come the Shamrocks. Carson Leung held on to. Penalty call to come. Ranger takes it. 2:15 to go. Vince heading off to the bench. Rangers on the run. Ranger being chased around by Minsky and McMichael. Minsky's trying to catch up to him. Rangers going to run away from this. Lots of room now. 2 minutes left. 10-6 Victoria Shamrocks. Scott Ranger stands and waits. Bounces it for Schattler. Paul taken away from Schattler, and now the penalty call will come. Holding the indication. Great work by Leung to draw that penalty too.
He's been one of these guys that's helped elevate Victoria back in this game. Him, Haas, Carnegie on defense. Not the overly high-profile names in this Victoria Shamrocks club. It's been a total team effort, and to a man, Victoria outplayed Langley here tonight, and it's players like Leung that have really showed up. It's been a airtight, strong performance by the Victoria Shamrocks.
1:49 away from evening up this series. Home floor has so far been massive, a huge factor. And Victoria looking to go at 3-0 in their own building in the postseason. And just look at the numbers on the offensive players for Langley. Matthews, 1 assist in the game. Iannucci, no points in the game. Garrett Billings does have 3 points in the game, but the key guys have really been shut down. Shane Jackson, 1 goal in the game as well, but the Gunners have not been able to get too much going. Vince, a huge part of it, but Victoria's aggressive and passionate defense also a huge factor as Schattler moves up. 3-on-3 ball. Another call against Langley. Lintz all over Schattler. Schattler gets away. Schattler shoots. Rose gets the arm up.
Look at the slashing call that's coming up here.
Ranger and Grimes are nose to nose.
Surprised to see Scott Ranger playing so much late in the game.
Grimes just took a poke at Mitch Jones. And Mitch Jones is going to be sent off the floor here along with Grimes. Everybody's up on their feet right now. If there was not a healthy dislike after game 1, there's a healthy dislike right now. The penalty boxes are full. We will continue to play 3-on-3 now for the rest of the game. As the officials sort it out, you almost at this point want to play running time with Victoria in a 4-goal lead with 1:25 to play, and things starting to really heat up emotionally between these two teams.
It just sets up Game 3 back at the Langley Event Center.
Does it ever?
All that much more with the physical nature, and now we're seeing more of a verbal barrage between these two teams.
Carson Leon's going to take this ball and try and kill out the remaining 1:25. There's still going to be some stoppages. I don't think there's any way around that in this final 1:25. And there's going to be a whole lot of whacking around off ball. Carson Leung inside the Langley end. Johnston goes to him. Pinnock's open on the other side. Pinnock takes the pass. Pinnock throws it behind the nets. Hevener couldn't take it down. And here's John Lintz from his own crease. Running towards center. Nick Rose comes out. 4-on-3 now for Langley. McQuaid moving towards Vince. Throws it backwards. Billings shoots. Vince made the stop. And the rebound's in his stick. Vince lobs it down. John Harnett controls the ball. Rose still on the bench. Harnett with an open goal. Walking down the wall and drops it off. Controlled there by McCrae. McCrae with an open goal. He won't shoot it. 35 seconds left. McCrae runs back into his own end. Drops it back to Matt Vince. Shamrocks trying to kill time as Doby runs at Vince. McCrae almost got away from a check of Levesque, but not quite. Levesque's right on him. McCrae trying to move it. Haas. Levesque watching him. Haas backs up into the final 10 seconds. Vince will get a touch. Shamrocks will win. 10-6 in Game 2. The WLA Finals are tied at 1 game apiece. Game 3, Wednesday night at the Langley Event Center. A wrestling match between Levesque and McCrae will break out into a fight at the end of the game if they can get their hands loose. They go down in a heap, and it's nothing more than a wrestling match as Williams and Corbould, the officials, come to pry those two combatants apart. And this, a fitting end as the game ends in a wrestling match after these two teams went toe-to-toe for a good 60 minutes. But quite telling, a 4-1 road lead for Langley, and then an 8-2 Victoria run to end the game. And they win 10-6 really in convincing fashion, although it was 5-5 after 40 minutes.
Very difficult start.